And that can kill you. It really does. But as time goes on, if you keep putting in the work, you keep doing this sales work, you keep building up your niche and keeping the faith, you start to uncover clients and you have this base of reliable recs and you start to make really good money. And that's the whole point. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Solopreneur Recruiter. This morning, I was thinking about what's the number one reason why recruiters fail with building their agencies, whether it's you're just getting started and looking for that first client or you're really looking to expand. And if you follow the free Facebook group, you know we're doing this free 30-day challenge. There's a pretty good group of people. I think there's 7, 8 of us, and most of them are looking for their first client. And for me, I want to have as many successful recruiters as possible. I don't know if this is going to turn into a coaching business or what exactly it's going to be. Who knows? But bottom line is I want more people being successful, getting clients, making money, expanding their agencies, and saying everything that Eric knows or everything Eric is saying is 100% true and 100% works. So I'm thinking, what is going to be the number one reason why somebody drops out or somebody doesn't get to that stage or take this tactical stuff and use it for their own agency and their own business? And there's 2 factors that I was really thinking about. It was the tactical stuff, the information. Is it applicable to all recruiting agencies or everybody that's in the group? Are they going to be able to apply this to themselves and actually use it? And the answer was yes. So all the tactics can be really used for any business for that matter. It just needs to be tailored. And in this situation, it's tailored for recruiters. But the number 2 factor was all about the person and their mindset. And I'm really starting to think about this more. And that's why in the first class, you could call it, or the first course day, is I talked about mindset, and I talked about really having your expectations set for you being a business owner. So when I first started my agency, I made a lot of mistakes. And I think for most people that have never been in sales before, I think these mistakes would have been too demoralizing and would have pushed them away from continuing to work. It's really difficult to carry out a sales approach when you're not getting paid, because when you go through a cold streak, especially when you're starting a business, it's almost like a cold streak that's built in because you don't have a presence, you don't have social proof. It's going to be a harder sell than what your sales process is going to be in 2 years from now, when you have happy clients that you can talk about, when you have the niche that you've been building for a long time, you have something to sell, you have a pipeline of great candidates. And this first stage is just very difficult because it feels like you're doing all of this work and you're not really moving anywhere. It's like you're trying to run a marathon and it feels like you're running on a treadmill. You're not gaining any ground. But in reality, it's just about having the right expectations as a business owner that you're going to be doing a lot of work. You're not going to be getting paid for it at the beginning. The good part about this recruiting game is you can get a client pretty quickly, but over the first year of being an agency owner, there's not that many business owners out there that were just like, yeah, I hit the ground running. I got a client in my second week, and from there, I made $400,000 in my first year. It's pretty rare to do that unless somebody has a background in building a business or just being in sales. So that's the expectations that need to be set. And you'll go through similar things that I went through as well. One of the most demoralizing things about this business is getting a client and testing them out. They unload a rec with you and they're just a bad client. Maybe they don't pay attention to your candidates. You realize that they're working with 10 other recruiting agencies. Maybe you do a bunch of work. They pause the role. They're just like, we just decided not to hire. Maybe they hire a referral, and that can kill you. It really does. But as time goes on, if you keep putting in the work, you keep doing this sales work, you keep building up your niche and keeping the faith, you start to uncover clients and you have this base of reliable recs and you start to make really good money. And that's the whole point. Throughout this period of building your agency at the beginning, and I recommended everybody in the group do some personal growth stuff. So The One Thing by Gary Keller is a book that I've reviewed, not on this channel, but that book was huge for me a few months ago when I'm trying to rebuild all this marketing stuff and I decided to go hard at this software engineering stuff. That whole book is all about taking, like, really focusing and ways that you could hack that process, and really having your eyes on a year from now. Like, do you believe that this is actually going to happen? If you don't have that mindset, if you're just kind of praying to have a business in a year from now, it's probably not going to work out once you do hit that first speed bump or you do hit that first roadblock. That's where people get into trouble. You really have to believe that you're going to make this money. And for me, I'm trying to scale up to, I have really big goals to, at one point, sell this company for $5 or $10 million. That's the range that I'm looking for. And that's a massive, massive goal. I'm so far away from that. But over the past 6 months, I've really started to actually believe that it's going to happen. When you start writing it down, when you have that vision of, yes, this is going to happen, it starts to become this reverse engineering of, okay, there's the goal. What am I going to do in this day where I hit a roadblock? Like that dude who sells his company for $5 to $10 million 3-4 years from now, that Eric 2.0 version, he's not going to stop with his sales process just because he got to know. He's not going to stop with building the software just because, I don't know, maybe somebody screwed up some code and you got to go back in time and you got to redo a bunch of code, right? I'm all over the place in this podcast. The bottom line of what I want to say is the number one reason for failure is just not believing in that end outcome, and then also having bad expectations of what it means to be a business owner. Bottom line. So during this time of your first year in business, or your first 3 months in business, where it's the hardest by far, it's going to be the hardest time of building your agency, it's important to do things like personal growth, exercise, and taking care of yourself, reading positive, influential stuff, following mentors, people that are going to help you out, following me. Of course, I'll help you out as much as possible for free. And that's it. It's because all this stuff is not rocket science at all, but it's going to take work, and you have to have the right mindset for it. So that's the podcast today. Sorry, I think that was kind of all over the place, but I just wanted to get that out there. Be sure to like and subscribe if you got anything from this video. Go join the free Facebook group as well. It's almost at 100 members at this point, looking for 1,000 in the next 3 months. Really, really excited for the people that are in the group. But cheers. We'll see you in the next video.